All right, what's going on, YouTubers? This is Zen here from Zen Multiverse, and I hope you're having a great day. Yesterday, I did a video on the remake trailer for Dead Space, not realizing that they have a whole 18-minute gameplay uh, just presentation for the game itself, right? So this is what you
Probably
guys saw yesterday. One of the most successful space horror games, right? So I am so late on this. We're gonna uh, jump right into it. Drop a like and time to hit that intro, team.
This one is for the teacher who passed me the math test face down and didn't think I was gonna become successful. This is for 9 times 9 equals 81.
You will never amount to anything. We shall see, brother.
Let's go!
All right, team, let's get into it. Let's get started, right? I'm gonna kind of play it on this widescreen action, and I'll kind of commentate along the way. Okay, here we go. And I'm watching this directly from WoW Gamers 5K. Directly from, so just shout out to them. Dead Space.
My name is Terry Calico, and I'm the senior VO designer on Dead Space.
Okay.
In the original Dead Space, Isaac's breathing and heartbeat was such an integral part of the player's connection with Isaac in building immersion and emphasizing the horror experience. Breathing is a huge part of Dead Space, and horror films in general, that enhance the feeling of being alone and vulnerable. For Dead Space, we're looking back at the core functionality of the original, and not only bringing that
Okay, so this
experience
is how the
forward,
original
but we're
looks.
finding ways we can improve it to a level that exceeds expectations in today's generation of games. In the original Dead Space, you would hear Isaac's breathing change and heartbeat ramp up over time when sprinting, when low on health, low on oxygen, during combat, and spike for jump scares or scripted events. All of that will be there. A couple of
Awesome.
improvements, for example. In the original, when Isaac was sprinting or injured, you would hear additional grunts to emphasize his level of exertion play simultaneously over top of the base breathing rate.
So this is still the original we're looking at right now. And it still looks really good. You know what I mean?
Exertions, such as melee and stomp, also played over top of the breathing rather than interrupt it.
That's one of the things. In Dead Space, you did really feel like you were alone in this game
If you
itself.
listened
There's
carefully,
no music,
you were
nothing like
hearing
that.
two voices at the same time. The exerted breaths didn't interject the base breathing. For Dead Space, we're building a system that supports transitioning respiratory rates through fatigued and low health states seamlessly.
Cool.
As another example, in the original,
Wow,
when
the
Isaac
original
was
still looks
gasping for
good.
air while running out of oxygen, exiting the vacuum of space or using an oxygen refill would instantaneously and unnaturally revert Isaac back to a calm breathing state as if nothing had happened.
I remember all this, and I never beat this game, but I beat it. I mean, I remember all of it.
For Dead Space, you can expect to hear Isaac catch his breath as he recovers from a lack of oxygen. Let's have a listen to this prototyped in game with some placeholder content.
So this is the remake now. Wow, that's a big upgrade. Okay, I see the breathing. Oh man, the ad is about to come up. About to cancel it right now.
Switch to Verizon Fios, the 100% fiber optic network built for streaming.
our household is always
I
streaming.
already have
Any
it.
given
I already have Verizon Fios. Please don't do that again.
And as Isaac catches his breath, you hear it transition back smoothly into the base breathing cycle.
I see.
For Dead
Interesting.
Space, we're building what is called the A.L.I.V.E. system. It encompasses all components of Isaac's breathing and heart rate, vocal exertions, and dialogue, influenced by a variety of driving gameplay features.
Wow.
The limbic system is the part of the brain that controls behavioral and emotional responses, such as anxiety and fear. When you watch a horror movie or play a scary game, The limbic system can trigger a release of adrenaline into the body, causing a physical response such as increased heart rate. In our
Interesting.
game, adrenaline is derived from various values driven by external factors that have a direct influence on Isaac's heart rate BPM. External factors that act as adrenaline are the combat difficulty value, scripted events and jump scares,
Wow.
Isaac's fatigue level, Isaac's oxygen level, and Isaac's health. We want Isaac to reflect how anyone would physically react in the
I
scenario he's
see.
placed in, and vice versa, use that to influence the player to feel
What
the
would be
same
cool is
response.
if they had some kind of
For
like
Isaac's scripted dialogue lines, where the player maintains full control of
heart
Isaac,
rate
we will
pressure
have
thing
three
like on the
variations of each
controller
line to pick from
when your
based on
heart
his
rate
current
goes up,
state: a normal version, a
it changes
fatigue
that.
version, and an injured version. Let's have a listen to how Isaac's fatigue level or being in a low health state can impact Isaac's scripted dialogue in game.
Okay.
Nicole? It's me. Nicole? It's me.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. Injured state. Let's see how this sounds.
Nicole? It's me.
Okay. All right.
Making up Isaac's vitals are his heart rate, respiratory rate, oxygen level, and health. As Isaac is 43 years old, I studied average heart and respiratory rates for his age group at different levels of fitness to land on Isaac's base
Okay.
heart rate
I was just
of
about to
70
say.
BPM to build up from. As heart rate increases, his respiratory rate increases as well.
Okay.
I
Because I
broke
was
down
gonna
the
say
respiratory rates into 7
he's
breathing
pretty fit
cycles
though for his
mapped out
age.
across 7 correlating heart rate BPM zones. Each cycle also has fatigued and injured modifiers. All right, let's have a listen to how Isaac's breathing is behaving in game. One thing to note, the breathing and exertion samples that you'll
These
be
guys are
hearing in the game
good.
are not Gunner Right.
This is
These
more
are
than a remake.
placeholder samples that we recorded for testing all of this functionality out in game as we were building it. And here on screen is our A.L.I.V.E monitor. This is some debug information that we've put together to see Isaac's current breathing cycle, his heart
Hmm.
rate, what his breathing state is, if he's inhaling or exhaling, what his fatigue level is, his oxygen
This is
level, his
definitely going to
health,
be one of the
and
games I
the
want to play
current
on the channel.
combat intensity.
Um, I also have to check to
And
see
if we
if
have Isaac's sprint here, over time you'll start to see his fatigue level increase.
okay, they're speeding it up.
And when Isaac's fatigue level gets past a certain threshold, you'll start to hear fatigued breaths, exerted breaths start to mix in with his regular base breathing rate.
Mm, yeah, another ad is coming up. Um, yeah, what I was gonna say is
This game,
it's not one
you're
that
not
I'm gonna
ready for
play.
it.
Yeah, I'm not because I'm ready for Dead Space. I want to see if they remake a Dino Crisis. That would be amazing too. Okay, we're gonna skip a little bit of this. Um, please check out WG's channel. 'Cause I'm watching it directly from this channel.
I'd love to hear more about, kind of where you're thinking about in terms of improvements in this layer too.
Skip a little bit. Okay,
On that space. And so
we're gonna go for another minute of just watching
we're
gameplay.
gonna surprise you.
So it's really delivering on the fantasy of being in space, making sure that we're able to use that and revisiting all the places in the game. In the original, where there was zero G, which was the
Uh-huh.
Superman jump back in Dead Space 1, and now applying full 360 motion and finding ways.
The lightings, the VFX, the fog, but also nail that ambience. Give
Looks
you the
amazing,
feeling.
team. I would watch the whole entirety, but I'm watching from someone else's channel, but also I don't want to spoil myself too much because I want to be able to, because I faintly remember the game and I never beat it. I also want to experience it for the first time, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but it looks really great. I am thoroughly impressed with the game, and it was, for me, Dead Space was kind of like the successor, right, to was the space Resident Evil, right? Because I remember when after 3 they came out with 4, and I think that's when Resident Evil was it was divergent from the normal formula, right? And I was like, oh man, I'm not too sure about this game anymore. And Dead Space was there. And years later, Resident Evil came back to glory, right? I think for Resident Evil 7 and then now 8, right? But I would love to see kind of like the kings of horror coming back, like align themselves together. And for me, it was Resident Evil, it was Dead Space, and um, not too sure what else, right? I want to see PT, right? Which my boy Steven sent me some kind of information on PT. But I would love to see either this or a remake for Dino Crisis. I think they could really make a Dino Crisis horror game. Um, that just feels like Resident Evil old school, but it's just a remake, right? Seeing a T-Rex just like bust through metal, and then a Velociraptor just like running down the hallways of something with, yeah. So yeah, I'm rambling and raving because I'm just like really hyped right now. Actually, when I'm thinking about my childhood of horror games coming back, but just looking beautiful, right? So with that being said, everyone, let me know your thoughts about Dead Space and other games that you want to see remade. But yeah, this is Zen from Zen Multiverse saying peace, love, and prosperity. If you're enjoying the content, you already know what to do. Do all the things that would support the channel, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, um, because you're a part of this community, and let's help it to grow. Later, everyone.